Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping in Conroe, Texas. I recently visited the Houston area, so I decided to go ahead and look at some of the big box stores. So we are at the Conroe, Texas Lowe's, and as always, if you get a chance, please make sure you guys are hitting the like button for this video and as subscribing to my channel. I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, and I would love for you guys to continue to grow our community of Grow Folds plant viewers. Anyways, I am out in Conroe, Texas, which is North Houston, and you can see that this Lowe's actually is super full. It's already packed with lots of vegetables, herbs, and with spring just around the corner, or actually spring is in full force now, I don't see these places getting any more full than this. I love the fact that they have so many plants. Like, take a look at these hydrangeas right over here. Gorgeous looking hydrangeas. And the cool thing about the North Houston area is there's a lot of pine trees. So the soil for like the Conroe area, Willis, New Waverly, Huntsville area, those the soil over there is going to be naturally more acidic because of the pine trees, and hydrangeas absolutely love that. I haven't been able to successfully grow hydrangeas in North Dallas, which is where I'm based at, but my family is in the North Houston area, and I've seen hydrangeas, azaleas, camellias, all of those acid-loving flowering plants just thrive in that area. And you can see these gorgeous looking hydrangeas. I definitely want to see if I can be able to grow that, but let's take a look at this big box store. So I do a lot of plant shopping in North Dallas, so we're going to see what kind of plants they have available in terms of like Costa Farms, Live Trends, Urban Jungles, and you can see right off the bat. Do you guys see what I see? Okay, so there's a bunch of plants. I'm just going to pan over here for a second. Wow, I did not anticipate finding a cistus discolor on a totem of all places in Lowe's at Conroe, Texas. And this one is only for $29.98. That is insane. Now, for those who don't know what cistus discolor is, it is one of those sought after plants. It is a gorgeous looking plant. I mean, look at that silver gray foliage, that purple underside. I haven't seen these types of plants grown on a totem, so that is awesome. So lately, you know, we've been going to like big box stores and actually local plant nurseries where they have plants growing up a totem. I've shown you guys some Hoyas, but I've never seen a cistus discolor on a totem. Now, most people will grow this particular plant to let it trail in a hanging basket, but this is amazing. And I love the fact that these leaves have definitely sized up and gotten larger as it's grown up a totem, and $29.98 is not bad at all. So really cool to see that. As you know, you go to different cities and different places in the country for big box stores, what kind of plants are available. I was not expecting to see a cistus discolor on a totem, so I don't know if we'll see other plants available at this North Houston big box store. Like right over here, we're looking at a beautiful Calathea macuyana. Love that as well. This is for $29.98. That is a large Calathea. We've got some yucca canes right over here. We've got a lot of large foliage plants. I would say the organization could use a little bit of help here, but I want to go back to this. This is an awesome cistus discolor on a totem, and I remember buying a hanging basket from Calatheas, which is another local chain of nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, years back, but I haven't really seen cistus discolor available to purchase anywhere, and to see it in a big box store is amazing. You can see we've got some Phalaenopsis orchids here. We've got some gorgeous looking Dracaenas, more Phalaenopsis orchids right over here. That's the thing about Lowe's. You can go to any part of the country, and I'm pretty sure that every Lowe's will have at least some Phalaenopsis orchids. That is another plant that I am considering adding into my houseplant collection. Again, it's just a matter of being able to take care of them, give them the right conditions. And as always, I always like to talk about, whenever we go big box store plant shopping, we have to be mindful about the space in our homes, the lighting conditions we have the amount of time we can invest in watering and just pest control. So just keep that in mind as we're looking at these big box store plant shopping videos, because it's very easy to buy all of this. Like I would totally buy 2 or 3 of these Calathea orbifolias. I remember seeing this size Calathea orbifolias at Home Depot. These are absolutely gorgeous, and these are also for $29.98. Not a bad price for a 10-inch potted up planter for these Calathea orbifolias. You know, with Calatheas, they do take a little bit of time to grow. So to be able to find these in these large sizes for a, a very fair price, that is amazing. You can't go to a big box store and not see an Aglaonema silver, Silver Bay. We've got an Aglaonema green, I think green bowl, and I want to show you this. This is another plant find that I haven't really seen out in North Dallas, and that is a tractor seat plant. This, I'm going to flash over the actual Latin scientific name of it. Really like this plant a lot. I just love the large foliage. I also love just the shape of it. This is also for $28.98, so it's $1 less than the Calatheas. Really like that a lot. But oh my goodness, oh my gosh, like are you serious right now? Epipremnum pinnatum dragon tail totem. So in the Philippines, which is where I'm from and my family's from, we call this Epipremnum pinnatum dragon tail tibatib. These pretty much grow like weeds in the Philippines. It's endemic to all over the Philippines. But to be able to see this available, so typically we will see the Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. This is just the green version, which I like as well. But for $29.98 to see it growing up a totem at Lowe's at a big box store, this is awesome. Typically, if you're gonna find this, you would probably find this at like a local plant nursery, but $29.98 is not bad for this totem. I've already spent my money in terms of what plants I was gonna buy out in Huntsville, Texas, the Home Depot there, but if I'm ever back in the North Houston area and these are available, I would definitely buy that Epipremnum pinnatum dragon's tail. Really cool. It fenestrates as it grows up a pole. I mean, that is awesome. And we have some bird of paradise right over here, and then this is a really cool Calathea rospicta. I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Love this particular Calathea because the leaves are velvety. Like it has a velvety texture. It's not smooth like the other ones. I really think this is one of those Calatheas, however, that would be a little bit more challenging to grow. I've seen a lot of people reviewing this particular Calathea saying it's one of the more challenging Calatheas. This one is for $29.98. What I like about this Calathea is obviously just the velvety texture of the leaves. That's the thing when we're collecting houseplants and growing plants. I like to look at plants for these subtleties in their variegation, the coloration, the texture of the leaves, the growth pattern, whether it's clumping or if it's got large leaves or narrow leaves. That is a really unique looking Calathea, one that I would think would require a little bit more and just a little bit more care. With the velvety leaves, I think that it would definitely need a little bit more humidity. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if you've had some really good luck growing that. And then, Aglaonema Silver Bay. If you've been watching my channel for the last 2 months, you already know that my favorite plants to grow are Aglaonema. I will say Aglaonema have become a little bit challenging in terms of keeping them from getting leggy. I've had a couple of Aglaonemas shed their leaves, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing wrong to where they grow there. Needless to say, I still love Aglaonemas. And you can see right over here, we got some exotic angels, Costa Farms releases, a bunch of hanging baskets by Costa Farms. We've got some Kokedama orchids right over here, some Phalaenopsis orchids, really nice looking ones. I like the fact that they're in those coconut husks. Really good way to minimize using plastic. And then we've got some Aglaonema red siams here. Very common Aglaonema, but needless to say, I think everybody should at least grow that one. Very easy to take care of. And I love crotons. Some people love or hate crotons. What you have to understand about crotons is crotons are really not meant to be grown indoors. They thrive better outdoors in full sun. So I recently bought a croton magnificent, and I am growing it in a south-facing side of my house, full sun, and we will see if it will get very large. My grandmother, who is really the source of my inspiration for getting into houseplants in general, she's grown crotons, and her crotons are huge. They're about 3 to 4 feet tall, and I just think they're amazing. And you can see right over here, we've got some more plants. We've got a Dracaena, maybe lemon surprise. Not 100% sure on the plant ID. And then we've got another croton, more crotons. And here you guys go. Here is another Hydra helix, guys, or a Hedera helix, English ivy. This is the asterisk Hedera helix. I saw this for the first time when I went to a Lowe's out in Austin, Texas, about a week ago. And I really like the actual shape of the leaf. It does look like an asterisk, so that's really cool. And you can see we've got some more typical Costa Farms hanging baskets of exotic angel plants. We've got another Hydra helix there. We've got a bunch of Raven ZZs here. I swear we will never run out of Raven ZZs. And you know, about 3 to 4 years ago, Raven ZZs were really considered an uncommon or rare plant. Now you can find them everywhere, and I do find their care very easy, especially if you grow a Raven ZZ in a self-watering planter. We've got some self-watering planters right over here of some bird's nest ferns. Really nice looking bird's nest ferns. I want to add a bird's nest fern, but I need to really do my research first to see if I have the right conditions for my home and the time to really invest in them. Now, an easy plant to grow would be a Dracaena. And then here we've got some Ficus lyratas or fiddle fig leaf trees. Nice looking fiddle fig leaves. Mine is actually doing fairly well considering I got it for 99 cents on clearance in a 6-inch planter. And you can see here we've got an Aglonema red Siam. I love Aglonema red Siams just because of the pink stems. And I like the fact that Costa Farms is releasing different types of aglonemas. Like right here, we've got an Aglonema pink Siam. So this one has more pink margins and pink outlining on the leaves. And then we've got an Aglonema green papaya right over here. Really nice looking Aglonema. You know, with Aglonemas, I think the worst thing you can do with an Aglonema is actually overwater it. They are susceptible to a little bit of fungicide. So if you see your plants actually having some browning, definitely spray it with some insecticidal soap, some fungicide soap for your aglonemas, and you should be okay. But I wanted to pan over here again and just keep showing you all these gorgeous looking plants. It's really nice to be able to actually travel out of town. I still don't know that plant ID right there, but I've seen that a couple of times. And what's interesting is I don't typically see a Ficus triangularis variegata released by Urban Jungle in the North Dallas area. So it's really interesting that they have this available for $13.98. Again, that's the thing about going plant shopping. I do intend to, whenever I do my road trips or I travel out of state or out of the country, I will definitely do some plant shopping and show you what plants are available. And then over here, for instance, we've got a zebra plant, and this zebra plant looks really nice. And this one is actually another Urban Jungle release. So this is another plant that I typically don't see in North Dallas released, but the cistus discolor, I am in shock that I saw that. That's amazing. I wish I could have bought it, but again, I am really trying not to buy so many plants. I feel like I'm adding so many plants every week. You got to think, I do plant content like this every single day. So for the most part, every day I am in a big box store, some type of grocery store, some type of local plant nursery, and I am filming, plants for you guys. So hopefully you guys appreciate and love my content. I try very hard to give you guys quality videos and give you guys some plant commentary. If you haven't already and have been watching this already, please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I didn't realize that by just simply clicking the like button, YouTube will really push out my videos to more people that may have not discovered the channel. I think that would be awesome. We've had some really good live premieres. I think the most we've had was about 85 people watching at one time. I'm hoping someday we will get over 100 plant foldies. And if you're new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies to be able to go to the live premiere chats. But as you can see, I've walked inside this Lowe's, and you can see they've got a bunch of 10-inch planters of different types of Calatheas. We've got another cistus discolor right over there, a tractor seat plant. All of these plants I would love to be able to grow in my indoor space. But again, I have a pretty good size house, but it is really a matter of one, getting the the time and care for it. And then two, just making sure I have the right lighting conditions and just the amount of time to invest in my plants. I will say this new homemade spray that I've been using on my plants have been keeping pests away and keeping my leaves super shiny and healthy looking. I did want to thank Mari, the owner of Cultivar Texas. It's a rare plant shop, for giving me that recipe. So it's basically a water bottle, water, 2 tablespoons of alcohol, 1 tablespoon of hydrogen peroxide, 2 tablespoons of cold pressed neem oil. Shake it up and spray it on your plants and you're good to go. But you can see right here, we've got another Pachira aquatica, nice looking one. This money tree is definitely another plant I would love to add to my collection. I've been talking about getting the variegated version. And here we've got another Tibatib or Epipremnum pinnatum, dragon's tail, Calathea macuyana, and also Calathea orbifolia right there. Would love to get a large Calathea orbifolia, it's so gorgeous. And then we've got another Cissus discolor right here. So, this was a little quick trip to North Houston, and, Conroe is about 45 minutes away from downtown Houston, but you can see they've got so many plants here. Truthfully, the plants that I've seen so far in the Houston area, at least the big box stores, are a little bit more full than the ones in North Dallas. Not sure if they just get their plants sourced out, and you can see my favorite blooming plants, azaleas, just because I love the Japanese garden aesthetics, and when you think about azaleas, it's definitely very Japanese. My indoor azaleas are doing okay. I didn't water them, and so the leaves started to fall and get droopy, as well as the bloom. So what I've realized is with indoor azaleas, you've got to make sure that you keep their soil moist and don't let them ever dry out. But you can see here, lots and lots of beautiful plants, and I am excited to keep showing you guys some other locations that I've shopped. Gorgeous looking variegated ginger. We've got some more plants here, and it looks like we've got some more tractor seat plants. I would be interested to see if they have a variegated version of the tractor seat. And we've got a bunch of ferns here, more plants, tropical plant planters, flowering plants, and then the gorgeous hydrangeas. Hydrangeas do very well in North Houston just because the soil is more acidic naturally with all the pine trees. And right over here, we are going to be checking out this big box store plant shopping video from Corsicana, Texas, the Home Depot there. So on my way back to North Dallas, I actually stopped by this Home Depot just to see what this Home Depot might offer. It is on the outskirts of Dallas, and it's one that's more of a small town. I would say Huntsville, Texas had a really good selection. So we'll see if this place has it. I didn't really see any really good plants with indoor, so we're going to check out the outdoor section to see if they have any plants. Now, when I visited this Home Depot and out in Corsicana, Texas, it was early in the morning. It was about 7:30, so I was glad that there weren't a lot of people shopping. It was a little bit easier for me to do plant shopping videos. So right off the bat, we have a bunch of Vigorous hanging baskets. It looks like this is a fairly stocked outdoor section for this Home Depot. So I'm going to show you just a couple of plants. First one up is the Monstera deliciosa. This one is in a hanging basket by Vigoro. These actually look like much better looking Monstera Adansonia, I apologize, hanging baskets that I've seen. This one actually looks like they're using the wide form version of the Monstera Adansonia. I prefer the wide form versus the narrow form. And there's a bunch of them here for $19.98. I am in the hunt to get a variegated Monstera Adansonii. At some point, hopefully I will get one soon. And then here we've got an Epipremnum aureum neon pothos for $19.98. Not a bad looking Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. Definitely love the neon leaves of the neon pothos. And for those who are starting to grow houseplants indoors, you definitely want to consider getting a pothos plant. Any type of pothos is very easy to take care of. It's really difficult to kill them unless you either water them too much, and even then they are a little bit more forgiving with the water. And you can see right here, we've got a beautiful philodendron heteroecium Brazil. You know, these philodendron heteroeciums, they've got so many different types of varieties in terms of the variegation, but the philodendron heteroecium Brazil is a classic one. I would also say that is another easy beginner plant that everybody should grow in their houseplant collection. I haven't really seen these offered. These are for $17.98. These assorted hibiscus out in North Dallas. So it's really nice to see that this Home Depot has a bunch of plants right over here for hibiscus. Really love hibiscus as well. They remind me of my homeland, the Philippines. In the Philippines, we call hibiscus gomamela. And look at this hibiscus right over here. This is a gorgeous looking one, a pink one. Now, I actually found a bunch of like really fancy hibiscus on the Green Escapes Etsy shop. I might consider getting a bunch of those starter plugs, but we will see. You know, hibiscus are a little bit more challenging to grow, at least in the North Dallas area, just because you aren't able to really plant them in your landscape because we get frost and it just gets very cold in the winter. So you have to put them in planters and overwinter them, you know, inside. Right over here, we've got another Calatheas. This is an Calatheas California, nice looking Calatheas. I love the broad and just round leaves that it has. And then we have a ton of ferns. So I've always wondered why there were so many ferns available. Like, I'm not sure if people just grow ferns or if there's a high demand. It's kind of the same thing with bromeliads. Whenever I go to a big box store, you'll see them, ferns and bromeliads everywhere. And then here is another fixture of hanging baskets, tons of assorted hanging baskets by Vigoro. So here is another gorgeous looking philodendron heteroecium Brazil. Surprisingly, I do not have a hanging basket of philodendron heteroecium Brazil. That is probably another plant that I will eventually grow. My back patio actually is conducive to being able to hang a bunch of hanging baskets this year. So we are gonna see about doing that. And then right over here, we've got an Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This is a nice looking one. It's already trailing. You can see some of the aerial roots, so those will be easy to propagate. These are all for $19.98. And we've got some more philodendron heteroecium Brazils right over here for $19.98. So, you know, care tips for philodendron heteroecium. You definitely want to give these plants bright indirect light. They can tolerate lower light conditions. The only thing is, whenever you say that they can tolerate lower light conditions, the plants won't be as full, their growth will slow down, and they may end up getting leggy. So yes, they can grow in lower light conditions, but to remember, you are going to be stunting their growth. All plants love bright indirect light, and you'll get the best you know, growth rate if you do that. This is a beautiful full Syngonium Maria for $19.98. Love me some Syngoniums. You know, Syngoniums was like my favorite plant. They might end up becoming my favorite plant again, just because some of my aglaonemas are being slightly finicky. You know, aglaonemas just take a minute to grow as well versus Syngoniums, where they can, they just literally get full and lush like that. So I really love that. And you can see that there is some more philodendron heteroecium Brazils. It's already trailing, so they'd be fun to propagate. And let's just take a look at all the other plants that they have right over here. We've got some more Alocasia Californias, and we'll just kind of, you know, peep at all the other plants that we have available in this section. Gotta love the Aglaonema Silver Bay. This one is for $14.98 by Vigoro. Again, I cannot stress you guys enough how beautiful an Aglaonema Silver Bay would be for anybody's house plant collection. These can get very large as well, and their care is very easy. Just make sure you are not overwatering them. And then we've got a bunch of golden pothos right over here. This is probably the beginner plant for everybody. I know that I started out my plant journey as getting one of these golden pothos. They're very they're easy to grow. Now the thing about golden pothos is their variegation actually is influenced by the amount of light you can give it. You can actually sun stress it. So look at this, this is overwatered. This is what I do whenever I go to a big box store. I kind of dump all the water out, just that way it prevents the plants from like root rotting. But golden pothos are very easy to take care of. They're easy to propagate. I will do a video clip of how to propagate a golden pothos at some point. And then we've got a bunch of cordyline Hawaiian tea plants, gorgeous looking ones. You'll get more pink out of the cordyline though if you just grow those in direct sunlight. And it looks like we've got a bunch of Nature's Way ceramic planters. So these are all for $8.98. We've got another Sansevieria or snake plant right over here. I actually don't really have a lot of snake plants in my collection anymore. I used to think that they were very easy to grow, but they actually can be a little bit challenging in terms of just the watering. Sometimes if you underwater it too much, they'll get dry rot and then they'll end up declining in health. And then here's another Hydra helix, guys. This English ivy right here. Really cute looking English ivy. I see that often. I like that green version. And look at the dark foliage of this Syngonium as well. We've got a bunch of Dracaena marginatas, more Calathea makoyanas right here. Look at how gorgeous that is. And I do like the natural shine of a Calathea. Now, I've discovered that growing Calatheas in hydroponics, which is basically growing a plant directly in water, no substrates or soil or anything, have made it much easier for me to grow. You don't have to water it because it's already in water. And in terms of it being, you know, in humidity, well, there's already ambient water around it. So it has done very well for me so far. And then we've got a bunch of other assorted plants here. So for this Home Depot, it is not bad at all. I would say that they've got a decent amount of plants. And you know, you go to Home Depot and you will find proven winners releases like this Philodendron Rojo Congo. That is another gorgeous looking philodendron. While some people might consider this philodendron a little common one or basic, it's another one that's easy to grow. Gorgeous looking Ficus umbellata right over here. I actually bought a Ficus umbellata and it's actually doing well for me. I thought that it would be really spider mite prone, but it hasn't really given me any issues. And then we've got some more Ficus elastica tanikis. Now, Ficus elastica tanikis definitely need a lot of bright indirect light to get the best variegation. And then we've got some more assorted Calatheas right over here. They've got some hydroponic plants, more tropical plants, crotons, hibiscus, mandevilla flowers. What else do we have here? And then we're just gonna walk over into the more like outdoor gardening section and see if they've got some tropicals as well. Right over here, we've got another Hydra helix, guys. Gotta love that Hydra helix or Hedera helix. This English ivy has some gorgeous variegation. So happy that I've been able to grow my Hedera helix. Two that I have in my plant collection have not gotten spider mites. They're doing very well. They're growing at a steady rate and I'm excited. I think the trick is to make sure that I'm also constantly spraying them with neem oil and not overwatering them. And you can see right over here, we've got some more mandevilla flowering plants on a trellis. Those are really nice looking. I've seen a lot of those. Not so interested in it just because I feel like this plant would definitely not be able to survive our winters out in North Dallas. But look at these croton mames. These are for $19.98. For some reason, I am into crotons, even though crotons are very finicky plants. Like I had one literally drop all of its leaves. I'm still waiting for it to recover and come back. So I'm, you know, patiently waiting to see if that will happen. And then we have the typical or basic croton petras. With crotons, the more light you give it, the better coloration and variegation. So grow it in full sun. You will be excited and happy to see what kind of results you get from a croton by just growing them in full sun. They make great patio plants. They make good planters to just put out in your landscape. And then we've got a dwarf Zora. I think that's how you pronounce it. These are the Western jasmine, or that's what they're called. Look at how cool the flowers are. It's another plant that I don't think you could really successfully grow indoors, but plant foldies or those that are watching the live premiere chats, let me know in the comments if you can grow this successfully. And then obviously we've got some gardenias right over here. I'm actually looking for a variegated version of the gardenia. I think that would be cool. I definitely want to grow gardenia in my landscape. It's just a matter of getting the shade that I need. Right now, I have a lot of full sun coverage. I don't have enough like large canopy trees to take care of that. And I did want to show you guys this. So this is the first time I've ever seen a shrimp plant. So look at that. That is such a cool looking plant right there. And that's why it's called a shrimp plant. They kind of look like shrimp, you know, like the shrimp tails. Look at that. Those I would assume are the blooms. I've never grown a shrimp plant. Don't know what the care conditions are. So for those who know, please let me know in the comments what the care tips are. But yeah, I just want to pan over here and just show you, you know, the plants that they have at the Corsicana, Texas Home Depot. So I am back in North Dallas, and so we're gonna go big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's off of McKinney, Texas, off of Highway 121. This is a Lowe's that I often visit. This is a Lowe's that often gets restocked. So we're gonna see late afternoon what kind of plants that they have here, if there's a new plant finds. I do love this Lowe's a lot, and you can see that this Lowe's is also getting full. I did speak to the staff when I filmed this, and they said that they will even get more plants as March progresses into April. You can see that there's this hanging basket of a strawberry plant, and we've got a bunch of hibiscus right over here, some tropical plants outside. I love doing, you know, plant shopping videos, not necessarily to go plant shopping, but really just to look at plants. You know, part of my purpose of actually having, you know, these plant shopping videos is just to show you guys plants. I didn't realize that a lot of my viewers may not necessarily have the same type of like diversity of plants. So I'm hoping that you guys are still enjoying all of these plant videos of mine. You can see there we had some alocasias. We've got some more alocasias right over here. You can actually grow elephant ears or alocasia in your landscape if you live out in North Dallas. Just know that the plant will die back, but you know, come, you know, like late spring, early summer, they will come back. They are perennial, so I think that's really cool. Same thing with caladiums. Gorgeous looking alocasias, even if it's just a green version. I really just like looking at that. You know, there's nothing wrong with appreciating green plants. I think oftentimes we look for the variegated version, me included. I would say that I'm a little bit of a variegation snob, but when you slow down and look at just the green on foliage, there's a level of tranquility and peacefulness you get with just looking at plants. Here we've got a bougainvillea right over here. Really like bougainvilleas. I remember going to Carmel by the Sea in California, and they had walls and walls of bougainvillea blooms. It was just amazing. And we've got variegated ginger right here. I didn't have the best luck trying to grow this indoors. I thought that the variegation was amazing, but unfortunately, they really need to be growing outdoors. They are spider mite prone, and they need a lot of bright indirect light, more so like full sun, to really thrive. But needless to say, what a gorgeous looking plant. I love the variegation as well. And right over here, we've got some more Croton petras. These ones are for $19.98. I swear crotons are available everywhere. I always thought that crotons were more of like a fall plant because you see a lot of crotons, but I didn't realize that they're actually available year round. I am going to see if I can grow my Croton Magnificent successfully. I am growing it in full sun out in North Dallas, you know, and we'll see if that'll grow. But crotons definitely like to be in a lot of light, and they don't like to be overwatered. And then right over here, we've got another Maui Red Zora plant. Really nice looking tropical plant. Again, I think that's one of those plants that you can only grow in a planter and not out in the landscape, especially if you live out in North Dallas. And I love pansies, although I feel like pansies, the season for them are slowly going away just because they can't really tolerate hot conditions. They tend to grow, you know, people tend to grow them during the winter months. or even fall months, because they can tolerate lower, like lower temperature conditions. But what I like about these pansies are, look at that. I love the purple and yellow and encore azaleas. I've been featuring a lot of encore azaleas because I love azaleas. I think that they are my favorite flowering bush. I just haven't had the best luck growing azaleas. Now, for those who have, let me know your care tips about like encore azaleas or just azaleas in general. When I go to Japan, I would love to be able to like see all of those Japanese gardens with azaleas. And over here, we've got some knockout roses. I used to grow knockout roses, very easy to grow. These roses grow so vigorously and produce so many blooms. Roses are a little bit more challenging just because they can get like pests and diseases, so you have to like really stay on top of that. They don't like to be top watered, so you don't want to get their leaves wet, and they like full sun. We've got some gardenias right over here. This one is a more petite gardenia. So I'm starting, as I'm looking at gardenias, I'm starting to see if I can find some online that are variegated. I might try to get that. And then we've got some ligustrum sunshines. Gorgeous looking ligustrum, definitely would light up any space. That one does need partial shade. And we've got some more gardenias right over here. Actually, there's a lot of gardenias available at Lowe's. With gardenias, they do require more, acidic soil. Just so keep that in mind when you are growing gardenias. They are good companion plants for like azaleas because of the soil types. And then right over here, I do find this shrub, the olive martini elegantness, I guess how you pronounce it, just because of the variegation. I do like the variegation is on the actual like border of the leaves. Really nice looking plant. And then we've got some more shrubs right over here. I have been featuring different plants, especially outdoor plants, since maybe some of you guys are more into gardening outdoors. So for my plant foldies or my viewers, I do hope that you guys like the diversity of plants. I'm trying to do more than just house plants, just because I feel like that will grow our community. And you can see we've got some more flowering plants right over here. I would say Monstera plants though are typically a little bit more pricey than most growers, but they do have high quality, healthy plants. So I can't really blame them. This is a plant I wish I could grow indoors. This is a Mr. Goldstrike Akuba by Monstera. They remind me of a croton actually, but look at how cool that is. I don't know the care tips for it. I would love to be able to actually grow that in my outdoor space, so we'll see. And we've got a bunch of boxwoods right over here. Nice looking boxwood right over here. And we've got some ground covered junipers. So that's what I like about, going to Lowe's or a big box store, is you can see the indoor tropical plants. But then if you are also into gardening outside and doing landscaping like me, you'll be able to like find other plants. So we're just going to keep looking at some of these outdoor plants. And then I'm going to go walk into the indoor section of this Lowe's and show you some more plants right here. You can see that this one is another Calathea. This is a Calathea medallion. Really like the look of this Calathea. Definitely looks very nice. There is some of that veining. And this one is for $15.98. And I love the purple undersides. Again, Calathea need high humidity. They don't like to be watered with tap water. So if you can give them like distilled water or purified water, you will prevent them from getting browning on the leaves. And then over here, we've got some bird's nest fern by Costa Farms. Again, these are all in self-watering planters for $15.98. I want to know actually, where do you get your plants if you go to a big box store? Plant foldies, let me know in the comments if you buy them mostly at Lowe's, Home Depot, or Walmart. Those are the main three big box stores I go shopping at, but I'm curious to see where you get the majority of your house plants. And then right over here, we've got a Bettina Hedra Helix, or English ivy. This one is a nice looking ivy that I actually have in my home growing. And so this little section here, we've got a lot of overflow of plants. So these are plants that they may not have been able to like fit into their shelves and their fixtures. I will say the best looking Lowe's that I've seen in terms of presentation would be the Austin, Texas Lowe's that I visited. So if you haven't gotten a chance, please watch that video. It's under my big box store plant shopping playlist, and you will see what I mean. But look at this. This is a cool looking cactus kokedama. That is actually pretty cool. I really like that a lot. And then we're just going to look at some of these bromeliads. Again, bromeliads are plants that we often see at big box stores. And we'll just take a look at some more of these plants right here. We've got a hanging basket of Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This one is for $20.98. It's a nice full plant of pothos. You can actually take a bunch of cuttings and propagate it in water and you'll have some more plants. And then we've got a Ficus pumila right over here. Nice looking one. I like the variegation. I do like the texture of the leaves. I don't really have plants that are that like small in foliage though growing in my houseplant collection. I tend to have bigger foliage plants. It's just kind of my preference, but that is a gorgeous looking hanging basket. This would require a little bit more bright light though since it is a ficus. And we've got some more plants right over here. We're going to see what other plants that they have here. So this one looks like a marble queen pothos, Epipremnum aureum marble queen pothos. Yep, this one's actually labeled. So we've been seeing some Epipremnum aureum snow queen pothos, but you notice right over here, this one isn't as variegated as a snow queen pothos. Needless to say, it's a gorgeous looking plant. This little hanging basket here is for $16.98 by Costa Farm. So I do love these hanging baskets. I think it'll be a lot of fun to hang a bunch of these hanging baskets in my back patio. I've started to bring some of my plants out from the garage over the winter, so hopefully they will recover and grow back again. Some of them took a beating, and you can see we got some more hanging baskets of some golden pothos right over here. I would highly recommend anybody that is going to buy plants, start out with the golden pothos and see how you like it. It is an easy plant, and I do think that it's a beautiful plant as well. And then right over here, we've got some beautiful looking strawberry begonias. I wanted to get a strawberry begonia, but I ended up getting the variegated strawberry begonia. So I'm hoping that I can get that 2-inch planter of strawberry begonia to grow as lush and full as that. And then we've got some rainbow moss here. I know earlier this year when I started doing plant shopping videos, there was a lot of rainbow moss hanging baskets available. Those may be a little bit more difficult to grow. I don't really know a lot of people that grow rainbow moss, but let me know the care tips or if you are growing it. And then I do love this Peperomia serpens. Peperomia plants remind me, they're almost like succulent as well in terms of their leaf texture. But you can see we've got, you know, some plants here. I would say that this Lowe's could get more plants, but there is quite a bit of plants. Nice looking healthy plants. Like this one right here is another Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Nice looking one for $20.98. I did want to get one of these hanging baskets, so I might eventually get one. Not sure if I'll get it at a big box store or maybe at Calatheas, which is another local plant nursery store out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They have a really good return policy, so if your plant dies or doesn't do well, you can always return it. And then right over here, we've got a Montana fern. Look at that. Look at that Montana fern. I like the look of it as well. Nice looking plant, and you know, it's one that, you know, ferns are just readily available to be purchased. Not sure why they are so readily available. I'm not as interested in growing ferns. Maybe it's just because I killed my maidenhair fern, so I'm just a little bit afraid about growing them, and they don't really offer as much like variegation or things of that nature. And then right over here, we've got some bonsai. This one is for $29.98. So for those who don't know what bonsai are, it's basically the art of growing and shaping a tree into a small shallow pot. I recently made a bonsai using a variegated jade, but you can see that this one right here is an Ulma pulvis bonsai or a Chinese elm bonsai. This one needs a little bit of help. I would totally rescue it, but I don't want to pay $30 for it. Now, if it was like on clearance, I might consider it. And then we've got some Scheffleras here, some Schefflera moon drops. Those are really nice. I like the fact that it's got more compact foliage, so that's nice to look at as well. And what else do we have going on right over here? We've got some more variegated succulent. This one's a nice little hanging basket. We often see this at a big box store actually. As you can see, there's just tons and tons of plants. We've got a bunch of Calatheas, we've got some bird of paradise, we've got a bunch of just, you know, Costa Farms exotic angel plants right over here, some starter plants. You know, there's a lot to choose from. It's typically the same trays that we have, so I may not go into detail on a lot, but check this out. Another plant find, and I'm gonna buy this one. This is a Epiprimnum aureum, Yesenia pothos. Look at the variegation of this. There is a little bit of damage on the leaves, but I can look past that. You can trim that. Now with Yesenia pothos, the variegation is a little bit more unstable. It can revert back on you, but I love that this is a nice looking Yesenia pothos. I like that variegation. I don't even know how to describe it, but this one is actually on clearance, so I will be able to get this for a really good price. I will take care of it and hopefully take some cuttings, maybe do like a pothos. Actually, I have so many different types of pothos. I'm thinking of maybe doing like a mixed pothos, but let me know what you guys think about the Yesenia pothos. I ended up getting one already, but I'm gonna get that one as well. I'm just gonna walk around and just kind of show you guys a little bit more of these plants that are available here. It's kind of hard to get that back up there, but you can see there are a bunch of hanging baskets, and I am loving all of the plants that I've been seeing so far. And you can see right over here, we've got some more Palea plants. This one is a Palea Dark Mystery plant. I am wanting to get that as well. Actually, all of my Palea plants are doing very well for me. I just recently cut back my Palea aluminum plant just because I want to try to get more, I guess just more, just to get it a little bit more bushy is what I'm trying to say. So cutting it back, they can get a little bit leggy, but if you cut them back, they'll get a little bit more bushy. So that's what I'm doing. And my other Palea Pan Am is doing absolutely well in my care. Just to know that, you know, Palea plants don't like to dry out completely, so just make sure that their soil remains moist. And we've got some more plants right over here. Another purple waffle plant. I think out of all the waffle plants, the purple waffle plant is the most sturdy. And then I've been looking at this variegated peperomia teardrop plant for quite a while. Every time I go to like a local plant nursery, a big box store like Lowe's, I see these, and like if this one was on like clearance or marked down for like 50% off, I would buy this one as well. Look at how nice and full it is. The other side isn't as full, but I don't mind that as well. You know, it kind of gives it some character that it's mostly heavy on the other side. And then we've got some more plants here. We've got some Hydra Helix, some more English ivy, and we've got some more ferns here. One thing I will show you is look at how gorgeous this is. This is just a regular peperomia teardrop. This isn't the variegated form, but look at how shiny the leaves are. They've got this like satin gloss finish on the plants. I haven't had any issues with my peperomia ginny, so I might end up adding these to my collection. Again, I have so many plants that I've gotten in my collection, so I just really have to slow down and really make sure that I can take care of my plants. Some of them are already stressing me out because I've underwatered a couple, I've overwatered a couple, some have some pest, and so, you know, that's part of the plant care journey, I would suppose, is just making sure that you have the time for the plants. And I don't want to get discouraged, but at the same time, it's so challenging to go to a big box store like this and not want to buy up all the plants. Let me know in the comments, plant foldies, if you also struggle with that, like if you just want to hoard plants. I'm trying not to, but I'm already seeing signs that I am, because I have some plants that I have to like, you know, repot or do something in terms of the styling. So we'll see what that is. And that's the reason why I haven't done a houseplant home tour yet, because I want to get my home and a really nice quality video to show you that. You know, my vision for my home tour plant collection is to give you guys more of a stylistic design approach versus just showing you my plants. Now this is cool, an urban jungle hanging basket of philodendron brandtianums. Gotta love some philodendron brandtianums. That metallic silvery shine is gorgeous. And what else do we have here? We've got a Phalaenopsis orchid, and we've got another cool hanging basket full of Epipremnum aria mandula pothos. You gotta love some Epipremnum aria mandula pothos. Very nice looking pothos for sure. Another easy pothos to take care of. It is a little bit slower growing, but you know, I've seen a Yesenia pothos here and now a mandula pothos. So I know that there's some people that are looking for, you know, mandula pothos. This one is for $13.98 in a urban jungle ceramic planter. Nice looking one. And let's see what other hanging baskets they have of plants. This one is an Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue pothos. Really like the look of this as well. You know, Cebu blue pothos, I love the silvery leaves that it has, and it's a very vigorous grower, very easy to propagate as well. So we definitely need to make sure that, you know, we get that into our houseplant collections. I've got one large hanging basket of it, and then I've got another small one hanging in my kitchen, just right next to my kitchen window. And we've got some more Phalaenopsis orchids right over here. And then here is another cool looking hanging basket. I would say this is an Epipremnum Arium lemon meringue pothos, just because of the yellow leaves, and it's got smaller leaves. I would call this a global green, but global green tends to have larger foliage. Nice looking hanging basket set. So we've got a, you know, a lemon meringue pothos, a Cebu blue pothos. We've got a mandula pothos and a a philodendron brandtianums. These are really cool. I do like that urban jungle has some diverse hanging baskets. That's a nice set of hanging baskets that you can have in your collection. And then this one right here, I've been seeing this a lot as well. Not really sure what the plant care tips are for this japonica, but it is a nice looking plant. I don't really typically get plants that have such small foliage, though. I tend to steer away from that. It's just not really the look I'm looking for in my plant collection. You know, typically I won't lie, I like more like Aroids and like philodendron type plants, but you know, those are, you know, there's a plant for everybody. And then over here we've got a bunch of orchids, and then we're looking at this beautiful I would tell you this is probably a another marble queen pothos, but it does look like a snow queen pothos. You could just see that the variegation isn't really a cream one, it's more of a white variegation, so I'm not 100% sure. Needless to say, what a gorgeous looking plant, what an easy to care for plant. It's another plant that I would suggest anybody who wants to like start growing house plants to start out with the pothos. I can't stress to you guys enough how easy that is. Let me know in the comments, my plant foldies, if you guys have pothos. I love pothos, and I also love anthuriums. Blooming anthuriums are great. They're easy to care for, and you know, I can't get enough of them. I've converted to anthuriums, blooming anthuriums in hydroponics, and they are doing absolutely well in my care. I am loving hydroponics, not even semi-hydroponics, like straight water to grow these plants. And then look, I found this again. It is a twisted lipstick plant. I remember finding this a couple weeks back at this particular Lowe's, so it's cool that I saw this again. I'm not sure if I would buy this plant particularly. I am interested in getting some lipstick plants. I do find that the texture is kind of cool, but I don't know stylistically where I would place that in my home. And then we've got some more fern here. Actually, this black rabbit's foot fern I've been seeing a lot. So this one is by Urban Jungle in a hanging basket. Not sure if I would actually grow a fern like this, but if I am going to add a fern, it's probably going to be this one, because I tend to see this. And so, you know, plant foldies that actually grow ferns, let me know if that is an easy to care for plant. I am a little bit weary about ferns just because of the humidity requirements. And then we're going to take a look at this. Look at this beautiful Diphyllombackia maculata. And then we've got some more bird of paradise right over here. This one I would say is an Epipremnum Arium Snow Queen pothos. You can see how highly variegated this is. Really like the look of this plant. I have gotten one already, so I'm super excited that I ended up getting that. But the fact that the matter is, like, it's nice to see this plant. It's being labeled as a marble queen pothos, but I can tell you that it doesn't look like a marble queen pothos. I really think that it's a snow queen pothos, just gets more variegated than the marble queen. But you know, I would have bought this plant as well, but I don't really want to spend like $16.98 for it. I feel like I can find it somewhere else for a little bit less. And I've already gotten a snow queen pothos, so you know, like, I could just wait for it to grow and propagate from it. I do like that, you know, these plants are more readily available now that it's spring 2024. I just want to admire the plants. Hopefully you guys are liking these plant shopping videos. Again, I do daily plant shopping videos to show you plants that you probably have seen in many of my videos, but I love talking about them. I still need to know, guys, what this aglaonema is. I love this aglaonema. I love the white stems on this aglaonema. I just don't know the plant ID for it. So let me know in the comments if you guys know what that aglaonema plant ID is. I would really appreciate it. But let's just pan over here and just look at these plants again. So my final destination for my plant shopping video today is going to be the HEB in McKinney, Texas. So the HEB is a local Texas grocery store that is actually starting to pop up a lot in Dallas. And I did hear from a birdie that they did have some Monstera Thai constellations available. Again, these are for $55.98. These are by Max and Miles Plants, but look at how healthy these Monstera Thai constellations are. I definitely wanted to show you guys this specifically for the local plant foldies or my subscribers that are out in the North Dallas area. I promised you guys that I would, you know, give you guys an update if there's some more Monstera Thai constellations. For some reason, the McKinney HEB, which is right off of Custer Road, tends to get Monstera Thai constellations, and these are actually a better deal for me because of how high quality the variegation is, how healthy the plants are. And Max and Miles, which is basically the plants supplier for HEB grocery stores, have some really good quality plants. They have some great philodendron pink princess. I did want to show you guys just the different kinds of Monstera Thai constellations. Let me know in the comments if you've gotten a Monstera Thai constellation, how it is going for you. But you know, I'm going to be ending this video. I know that I've showed you guys several different locations. I travel a lot for these plant videos just because I want to make sure that I'm showing you different locations and they're not always the same ones. But yes, I can't get over the fact that these Monstera Thai constellations are looking so good. Look at that new leaf right there about to come out and unfurl for $55.98. Not a bad price at all. I wish they didn't have them in ceramic planters. Maybe they can sell them for a little bit less, and this one's already started to fenestrate. I might end up getting a Monstera Thai constellation at some point, even though I have a mature version. I mean, you can't get enough of them, right? I would just need to find like a really cool looking variegated one. HEB again is one of my go-to places to go plant shop just because they've got a lot of plants. Like, look at this variegation here. That's absolutely stunning. So plant foldies, hopefully you guys are liking my big box videos. Again, I know I've been doing a lot of local plant shopping videos. Those videos don't get nearly as many views as my big box stores, but hopefully you guys are liking the different types of content I am producing. I have so many more videos that I have planned for, so let me know in the comments what else you want to see, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.